Can you trace a floppy disk? He hit send. In that blink, years of terror began to unravel. A church office, a name tag, a first name hiding in code. One arrogant keystroke and the mask started to burn. Homicide is a war of attrition, not genius, patience. The breakthroughs arrive as smudges, receipts, tire treads, a witness who won't forget. The greatest ally of truth is ordinary error. Every oversight points like a weather vane toward the storm's eye. He bet on the snow to erase him. A rental wood chipper growled by the Housatonic at 3 a.m. A plow driver blinked, slowed, and memorized the impossible. Chips flying toward black water in a blizzard. That glance became a tip. The tip became a search. At dawn, investigators combed the banks. A splinter of bone, a sliver of hair, blue fibers, a fingernail with pink polish. Fragments cohered. Receipts, a rental form, a serial number. The storm he trusted became a spotlight. His calculus was wrong. A flicker of a broken headlight, a slow lane drift, routine stop, tan beetle, midnight air. Inside the trunk, masks, rope, crowbar, handcuffs. Ted Bundy's spotless narrative cracked because a bulb went out. The kit spoke before he could. Across Los Angeles, a rare outsole, Avia, size 11.5, stamped itself in dust and on doormats. Then a stolen Toyota, abandoned, offered up a clean fingerprint on its mirror. 2 signatures, 1 name, Richard Ramirez. The city saw the pattern and braced.
He fled the old world in disguise, but the captain had a wireless. Dots and dashes outran steam. On the deck of the Montrose, amid gulls and cold spray, Hawley Harvey Crippen learned that technology shrinks oceans, and panic shows through powder. Burner phones promised invisibility, but habits cross wires. Cell site maps shadowed commutes. A throwaway number brushed a personal line. Then a pizza crust, quietly bagged, matched the unseen. Long Island seagrass stirred. A name surfaced. Rex Heuermann. A cold case swab met a modern mirror. Genetic genealogy. A distant cousin uploaded a kit, and branches narrowed until only one trunk remained. Surveillance, a discarded tissue, a lab report. Joseph James D'Angelo's quiet cul-de-sac stopped being quiet. For years, letters laced with gloating precision cut into Wichita. He measured knots. He itemized fear. Then, silence. Scar tissue formed, until envelopes returned, thick with puzzles. The sender wanted to be seen again. Desire leaves a fingerprint. He asked about the floppy. Police assured him it was safe. He mailed a purple Memorex. Metadata sang Christ Lutheran Church and Dennis. In a world of paper cabinets, that was a siren. The Phantom acquired an office, a title, a door to knock on. They watched routines tighten into a pattern. Familial DNA sealed the whisper with a stamp. In his home, binders, clippings, trophies, an archivist of terror waited on shelves. Control had preserved its own confession, sheet by sheet, strand by strand.
Near lunch hour, he stepped from a black Jeep and blinked at the pale sky. Commands cracked the air. Handcuffs ratcheted. In the interview room, stories tumbled out. The man who staged scenes now faced one he couldn't direct. February felt brighter. When his name and face hit the papers, a sun-blasted block in East LA erupted. Neighbors shouted, men gave chase. Richard Ramirez sprinted, stumbled, vanished under a tide of fury. The city he stalked refused the role. His last error was misreading them. On a gray Atlantic morning, an inspector laid a hand on a shoulder. The alias crumpled. Crippen's fear wasn't the sea, it was the message that had outrun him. Distance used to be safety. A spark gap transmitter made it a myth. In court, fragments told a complete story. Bone slivers, hair, blue fibers, rental slips. The jury listened as Winter's secrecy inverted into proof. Verdict:
guilty. A blizzard intended to bury truth had instead illuminated it from every angle. A cul-de-sac held its breath. A man in his 70s stepped onto a driveway. Unmarked cars rolled, officers moved, and decades collided. Joseph James DeAngelo's past arrived in present tense. Data had waited for the door to open. Sneakcasts, floppy metadata, radio sparks, cell site maps, family trees. The instruments change. The pattern does not. Murderers gamble on invisibility. Their worst error is confusing darkness with absence. The world is noisy. Evidence listens.
Pride writes letters. Panic keeps souvenirs. Habit repeats routes. Somewhere, a plow driver looks twice. Somewhere, a lab hums. Justice isn't omniscient. It's patient. It waits for the errant breath, the errant bite, the errant step, and follows it home.